During this time of quarantine and sheltering in place, it's hard to keep a grasp on the passage of time. It's easy to lose track of things. It's been over 2 months, and isn't that hard to believe, since our sheltering in place mandates have been in effect. And we are all looking forward to those being removed. It was on March the 25th that I addressed at length what we were facing and what we needed to do immediately to keep ourselves safe and to keep others from getting in contact, for example, with those who might be infected with the virus. And we've been doing all of that, and we are going to continue to do most of that even now for a time. But I need you to know that we are moving forward. And along with the state, with the counties, with our local cities and municipalities, we really are trying to move forward. And the bishops of California are trying to make the church very much a part of that process and a part of the discussion, along with pastors and ministers of other faiths as well. You need to know that the Diocese of Fresno has had a reopening task force up and running for several weeks now, and that we're very close to putting together some guidelines that will help us through the reopening of our parish locations, opening up our church to the Eucharist, to the celebration of other sacraments as well, of baptisms, of these many confirmations that have been left undone, the weddings, and then, God willing, we'll also be able to celebrate with dignity and with, if not large numbers, at least sufficient numbers for funerals, perhaps the most difficult thing that we have let go of in these days. With the passage of time that I mentioned, it's hard to believe that it's been a year, over a year, since what was called the Synod for Youth, a gathering of young people from all over the world with Pope Francis. Synod's a fancy name for gathering, and we've had synods throughout the history of our church. Synods on family life, synods on marriage, and synod on youth, just over a year ago. There's so many beautiful pictures of Pope Francis during that synod. You can see when he's with young people, he's absolutely thrilled and excited and in his element. I want to share just one brief quote from a letter that he wrote in response to that whole gathering of youth, and he entitled it in Latin, Christus vivit, Christ is alive. How beautiful. He says, and this applies to our COVID-19 environment and what we're going through. If you have lost your inner vitality, your dreams, your enthusiasm, your optimism, and your generosity, Jesus stands before you as once he stood before the only son of a widowed mother. And with all the power of his resurrection, he urges you, young man, I say to you, arise. And that's what the Lord is saying to us, all of us. Arise from our slumber, arise from our sleep, arise from this time in which we have been sheltering in place. So, we are moving forward. We will comply with all of the requirements of the state, the counties, and our cities. I have also been on a cabinet, an advisory cabinet, interfaith cabinet, with the mayor's office here in the city of Fresno. So, we are planning and we are working very, very hard. The bishops have had very good communication with the governor of California and some of his representatives, and we really are lobbying for the church to be included in the reopening process. So I just wanted you to know that that's where we are now. We will still have to be under some pretty serious restrictions for a time. It will not be business as usual when we do open up, but we're hoping to open up in whatever way we can, as soon as we can. In the meantime, God bless you and everyone you love, always and in every way.